Welcome to episode 11 in our series of Energy Markets Talks, where we talk to experts in the energy trading industry. Jan Haizmann is joining us today. Jan is a well-known board member at the European Federation of Energy Traders, and he also has his own consultancy firm, Correggio Consulting. Jan, great that you're joining. How is life in the Brussels area today?
Life is sort of back to do the new normal, I guess. Many people still work from home, like myself, but others are already back in the office. So I think it's maybe getting used to the new normal with schools being open as of today.
Okay, good to hear. Well, due to the Corona crisis, we see a lot of new Corona emergency legislation. Can you tell us a little bit on what's currently happening in terms of new legislation, specifically for the energy markets?
Well, most of the, let's say, international initiatives, let's say the national government initiatives, I should better say, relating to the Corona pandemic, have not been specifically mentioned to concern the energy industry. They rather concern the economy as a whole. And when looking at the impact of this legislation, and you study a little bit more in detail what they say, most of them provide for moratoria in insolvency proceedings. These are proceedings for companies that cannot longer meet their financial obligations, and they have then typically have to initiate insolvency proceedings, or proceedings are initiated by one of their business partners. These type of proceedings are currently being frozen in a number of member states of the European Union, thanks to the Corona legislation that has come through. And that obviously has an impact on the traded market, as well as credit risks are key risks in energy trading. And if you cannot go into an insolvency, you may be dealing with counterparties that are not longer able to actually exist as trading counterparties, but they still do exist because it's not possible for them to actually go insolvent.
Okay, and you wanted to say something else?
We have seen differences. Obviously, there is no coordination when it comes to these measures. We have seen, for example, that in some countries, taking here the Czech Republic, for example, these measures last till end of the year. So they have a very lengthy runtime. In some countries, they have in the meantime expired. For example, in Italy, that is the case. But ultimately, what we are expecting is, once these moratoria come to an end and the normal situation is applying again, we will see a wave of insolvencies that will also not stop in the energy markets. And there lies a risk.
Okay. You're also heading EFET's legal committee. Is this also something that you're busy with now with the legal committee, or are you focusing on other things at the moment?
No, we have definitely had Corona influencing our work program this year. We have been looking at replacing the traditional forms of communication, meaning paper trail through that would normally be submitted through a courier service or postal service, to be replaceable by electronic means of communication. This is something which the contractual world doesn't accept as we are today. But with the documentation we have developed, this new electronic form of communication, including the termination of a contractual relationship, meaning a trading relationship, an early termination and a closer, to be all arranged through email, is basically the work we have been procuring to the community. The contractual documentation has not been endorsed yet, but we are very far advanced, and I expect this to be endorsed within the next couple of weeks. On top of that, we obviously were involved in initial analysis on the various insolvency laws and then how far they could impact trading in particular. And this is anyway in a context where there is other legal uncertainties that mark this year. And here I notably think of Brexit.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And you told me recently that you see more and more companies trade in more and more European countries. From a regulatory and a compliance angle, what risks do you see there?
Well, it is true that companies are going into more and more locations. They're becoming physical market participants in more and more countries. What they don't realize is that we don't have a common regulatory regime that applies to their activities that is all the same in all countries. So in reality, we're looking at a patchwork of regulatory reporting duties that is there today. And that is a burden for companies. Obviously, you need to know about them. And this is why an initiative we have taken in, recently to launch a one-stop shop for companies to actually log on into a system and be informed automatically of pending reporting duties is a very good means to manage these risks. And they are real and they are evolving because more and more countries invent new regulatory reporting at any time of the year. So in reality, this is not something which is static. It's more moving from day to day in various countries in a different way even. So it makes it difficult for companies to manage these risks. But since now there is the launch of Correggio Net, so this is the service I'll refer to, there is an effective means of managing these multiple duties by a better compliance, and that will lead to a better compliance culture for the commodity traders that are active in multiple countries and have so far had to be at the risk to either lose the license or pay fines for compliance duties they were not aware of. So insofar, this is an improvement of the regulatory compliance environment through this service. And obviously the ultimate aim will be the end of that service, meaning that we come to a single market whereby these duties will not longer be different in various countries. But my experience is, and my expectation is, that we are a while off until this will be the case.
Okay, okay. And this one-stop shop you mentioned, is that something people can use already? Is it still in development? Is it live already?
People can write to CorreggioNet and ask for a 1-month trial that is free of charge. They can choose 5 jurisdictions, so 5 markets they will receive notifications of. We have within CorreggioNet more than 400 notifications throughout 20 European countries that shows there is multiple reporting and they are all different. Now, this type of reporting at this stage is just a monitoring because automation is not possible. These type of reporting duties require manual intervention, but at least the system makes you aware of them. It gives you the legal basis of the reporting duty. Once you log into the system, you're getting the English translation of the legal basis. It gives you also the notification forms that have been brought into English. So basically, it helps you a lot to live up to these obligations in your daily business practice. And insofar, it really minimizes the risks of losing a license or of getting fined for non-compliance.
Clear. Okay. Thank you for this short chat, Jan. I will see you again on 14 September because you're joining one of our live sessions on corporate power purchase agreements. So looking forward to seeing you very soon again. And we'll talk about a different subject then.
Looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jan.
Bye-bye.